Today's live stream, I'm going to be talking about why 99% of side hustles fail. And it sucks, right? One of the reasons why we get started in a side hustle is to kind of make extra money, right? But what we kind of figure out and kind of find is that a side hustle is just nothing more than just having a second job. And if that's something that is helpful in your situation, then totally like go for it. Like you got to do what you got to do. If you need to make money now, then yes, a job, having a second job is the best option for you. However, if you are in a situation where you don't want to have a boss for the rest of your life, you don't want to be told when to take a vacation, you don't want to be told when to report to work, right? Now, the benefit of some side hustles right now, which I think is awesome, and I wish I had this before I had kids, is you could set your own hours. You think of stuff like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Spark, Instacart, right? What's so cool is you can create your own hours. But so side hustles work, part time jobs work, right? But if you're looking for something, one disadvantage about a side hustle is if you don't work that side hustle, you're not going to get paid, right? And that's what I wanted something that if I, sorry, I don't know why I'm like so distracted right now. Sorry. I wanted a side hustle where I do the work once and it could pay me over and over again, even if I don't work, right? So, for example, I'm creating this video. It's 2:20 on a Tuesday. And people on TikTok, because TikTok doesn't hold live streams, you know, obviously if they're not going to be able to see it later. However, people on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see the replay. So even when the live stream ends, YouTube will be pushing out my video to people, and I'm not going to be live. I'm not going to be there with them. So people have the opportunity to watch this video while I'm sleeping, while I'm at my day job, while I'm with my family. And that's the difference. And side hustles work, right? But they also burn people out because, like I said earlier, if you're not consistently working and physically working that side hustle, you're not going to get paid. However, if you have a passive income model working for you, if you do it right, set everything up and all that good stuff, if you do it right, it can actually work for your advantage. And if you take a weekend off, you're still going to get paid. So imagine being able to, work for a couple weeks straight and then taking maybe a week off to go on vacation and still earning an income. That's what we have here. And that is the beauty of passive income if you do it right, which unfortunately a lot of people don't. And this is why they don't succeed. So this isn't obviously, I'm not trying to like hype it out or anything. This is not obviously a get rich quick. You're going to be learning real marketing skills that they teach in college. Okay. So without having to pay or go to school for 4 years, right? And having to pay for those college fees. This isn't like a list of random side hustles that, uh, you know, that you could do. Um, what this video is why some side hustles fail, what actually works, and the honest truth. Because you know what? I've been around the online space for over 10 years now. I've done stuff that have worked well. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it on YouTube. Um, I've been involved with things that work well and things that were a complete disaster. And I've promoted stuff that I wasn't really too proud of. So if you stay at the end of this video, or if you have to go, you could go to YouTube and finish watching the video. I'll actually show you the system that actually finally not only just makes sense for me, but I feel confident sharing because it is the best thing that I've ever seen if you're completely new. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I decided to get involved in digital or affiliate marketing is because this is something that is simple. Because I didn't want anything complicated because I've been down that road before. And I didn't want to repeat the mistakes that I had made earlier in my life. So, why do people start side hustles? Well, groceries are getting outrageous. I don't have to tell you that, right? Life is expensive. 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, my husband had cancer. Exactly 1 year ago, he had a heart attack. So medical bills, he's had numerous back surgeries, one shoulder surgery. Life is expensive. Medical bills are expensive. And sorry, I should probably add, he's okay as far as the heart attack, but it was pretty scary. It was extremely scary. And having, it's bad enough that most families have to have two incomes. But what stinks is two incomes almost isn't enough anymore. You almost need to have a third and maybe even a fourth. So typically what happens is when people go to look for side hustles, they see Uber and Etsy and freelancing and coaching and stuff like that. And they're not bad by any means. I would never knock any of these because I've done some of these myself. But see, again, the problem is it's trading time for money. So you work, you get paid. When you stop, the money stops. It's not passive income. It's another job. So let me know in the comments if you want another job or if you want to find out a way to make that passive income. One of the reasons why I got started online years ago was because I wanted a residual income, right? It's like the money keeps coming in, whether you work or not. And this is no different. Passive income is no different. So the side hustle trap is, and this is obviously an analogy, you stand there all day selling lemonade, and if you walk away from the stand, there's no sales, right? Because if you're not there to make the transaction, how are you going to make any sales, right? And then you compare it to a vending machine. You fill it up once, actually you have to put it somewhere, right? And then you have to fill it up. People buy all day long. And the best part is you're not even there. Something else is a laundromat. Obviously there is some cost and some real estate and whatever that you need to have in order to have a laundromat. But once everything is set up, people can come and go as they please, and you don't have to be there. So that's the difference between, with, sorry, I'm trying to move my face, but I don't know how to do that. So that's the difference between active income and then passive income. So hopefully that makes sense. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Kim, 53 years old, 5 kids total, 3 kids in daycare. The other 2 are older. They're my stepkids, and they're out working full time or whatever. And I've always been struggling with money. First thing, because of daycare. I was working, and how many of you have paid for daycare? If you have, you know how outrageous it is. So I was in one of these situations where I couldn't afford to work, but then I couldn't afford not to work because most of my paycheck was going towards daycare. So I think that's when my financial struggle started. It's just with daycare. And I'm certainly not knocking the teachers that work in daycare because they work their butts off. But daycare is freaking expensive. That's for sure. And then ever since, I guess my 3 kids were probably under 3 is when I decided to start my first business. And I failed miserably. And a lot of it was I didn't want to do the home parties. I didn't want to do the hotel meetings. I didn't want to leave my house, right? And I didn't, and people were pushing the home meetings. And the thing is, I didn't want to have strange people in my house with 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds running around because that's just weird, right? So that's how my journey began. And I struggled for years, didn't make any money for years. And then I discovered online marketing. And that's when things changed for me. Because I was promoting a product at the time, and I thought to myself, I think it was a weight loss product. And I thought to myself, man, if I could figure out how to promote this online, then I don't have to cold call people anymore. I don't have to put ads on Craigslist and tell them that they're applying for a job when in actuality they're applying for a business opportunity. And that's when things changed because I learned how to market the right way. And I was able to build a business that way. But here's the problem. And actually, I'll probably get there. I'm sure there's a slide. So actually, let me go through this first. So passive income, what does it actually mean? It definitely does not mean do nothing. It definitely doesn't mean do nothing. Doing the work once, doing the setup once, right? And then what you do is you do have to work, right? You do have to put in some sort of work every single day, but you don't have to do what I did years ago and work, 4 hours a night. You don't need to do that anymore. Because with technology the way that it is now, if you have simple softwares in place, that'll help do the working for you. So what's awesome, if say you have an hour or 2 every single day to work your business, the software that we give you for free will work the business when you're not working. So say you only work the business an hour a day. The software that we give you for free is going to be working the rest, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So when you're not working, the software is going to be working on your behalf. And this is what allows money to keep coming in, even while you sleep, even while you're walking the dog, even when you're at the office. So I was walking my dog one morning, as I always do. I had a $200 sale come in because I was walking, not because I was walking my dog, but because I had the systems in place. Another example, I was at work in a conference room getting ready to attend a meeting. I look at my phone. I made a $900 commission. $900. And I hadn't even worked my business that day. And the reason for that is because I have these systems in place. So it's automated. So all you have to do is create that content, whether it's a short form video on TikTok or maybe YouTube, even Instagram, your social media platform of choice. You create content on that platform, and we show you how to do it, obviously. We have a system that we give you for free that runs 24/7, and it's always working for you. So passive income by any means, it does not mean lazy. It just means you have smart systems that are in place for you so you don't have to do the manual work. And what I mean by this is prior to me having these systems in place, people would be interested in what I was selling at the time. So I used to have to manually reach out to people and follow up. So say I would, meet someone on Facebook, they would take a look at the opportunity or the product I was selling. So instead of me having to manually follow up every week and be like, hey, what's up? It's me. Do you want to buy? Or, instead of me having to message people, I have systems in place that do that for me. And when you have that in place, number one, it gives you the opportunity to make money 24/7, even when you're not physically working your business. And this is what makes it so powerful to do if you work a full-time job, because that's the thing. I took a couple of years off from online business simply because I hadn't found the right opportunity. I knew what I wanted, but I just haven't found the right opportunity. So I took a couple of years off. And it's funny because even when I was taking a couple of years off, for the first several months that I stopped my business, I was still making money because I had all these tools in place. I totally forgot what I was going to say. As sometimes that happens on live streams. So there are companies out there, Target, Costco, Amazon, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Sephora, Ulta, Kohl's. So many big brands out there will actually pay you to promote their products. And they'll pay anywhere between 10 to maybe 30% of the product that you sell. So if you sell a $100 product, they're going to pay you anywhere from $20 to $30 commission, which is pretty cool, right? And they'll pay you once a month. So all you have to do, two things. Number one, you create a social media site, or you create a social media profile. You can pick any social media site. You pick a company that you want to promote their products, and you apply to become what's called an affiliate. After you're accepted, they will send you your unique affiliate link, which is just a website. And all you have to do, pick your favorite products, talk about them on social media, direct people to your website to buy. You're going to get paid when people buy, and you get paid within like 30 days or whatever. Sounds amazing, right? So this is called affiliate marketing. And what digital marketing is simply advertising online. Advertising, whatever, doesn't matter. It's just any kind of marketing online. But here's the problem. Way back when I had a lot of success, I didn't have a lot of money, even though I was number 10 of sales out of thousands of people. And the reason for that is because the commissions were very, very, very small. So I would sell a $100 product and get paid maybe $15. That's it. So when I was looking for a new business, I was looking for something that I could earn 100% of the commission, because why not? If you sold a $100 product, would you rather earn $30 in commission, $20 to $30 in commissions, or 100? Probably 100, right? Something else is, do you want to wait to get paid? Do you want to wait 30 days to get paid? Or do you want to get paid? Do you want that money to hit your bank account the next day? That was something else that I was looking for, because bills come in, unexpected bills come in every single day. So if you make a commission, wouldn't it make sense that the money hits your bank account the next day? So that's why I chose digital products, because of the pandemic. Digital products, DIY, people started to learn things online instead of having to physically go somewhere. So that kind of brought out the digital product boom. So now digital products are always in demand. People need solutions every single day. And the best part about digital products is you don't have to ship anything. There's no inventory. And if you get involved in a business that offers digital products, it's a worldwide opportunity. You don't have to be, just focus on the country that you're in. You can make sales worldwide. And you can automate these sales because, again, you're going to have these systems in place that actually do the selling for you. And one of the questions that I always get is, I don't know how to sell. My answer to that is fantastic, because we don't want you to sell. We don't want you to be a salesman online. We want you to educate people and present the offer. We're not here to convince anyone. And if it makes sense for them to buy the product, then that's up to them to decide. And what I love the most is you can earn a passive income while you're sleeping, because if you have everything in place. Now, the game changer of all this is you don't even need to create your own product. And this is where a lot of people get stuck, because there are a million ways, to make money online. And a lot of them is you would have to create your own product. How many people, let me know in the comments, if you have time to actually create your own product. I didn't, nor did I have the brain power to even create my own product. Because you know what? I've done that in the past, made a couple of sales, and then it was just a waste of time from there. Not that creating a product is a waste of time. I don't mean it by that. I don't mean it like that, but so here's the thing. It wasn't really about getting rich. It was having control of my schedule, having, reducing the financial stress, and having control of my own path. Because here's the thing. We don't know when we're going to lose our jobs. As of a year ago, I was completely safe from my job. 10 months later, not safe anymore, laid off. And I thank goodness on the daily that I had a backup plan, because, yeah, I'm just glad, so glad that I had a backup plan. How many people, let me know in the comments, put a one or put a yes if you've ever been laid off. Put a yes if you've been laid off and you had no idea it was coming. Crazy, because 10 years ago at this time, I was laid off too. I was almost laid off 10 years to the day, which is crazy to me. Because I didn't want a couple things. Number one, I didn't want another boss. I didn't want to adhere to another schedule. I wanted to work when I wanted to work. And I didn't need another thing burning me out. And I wanted to take control. And I wanted something that worked with my life and not against it. And I wanted to create my own income. Like, I wanted to dictate what I was going to make. If I want more money, all I have to do is create more content. But with a job, you can't do that. Put a one in the comments if you want to make more money, right? If you're tired of your job dictating how much money you should make. So if you are ready to watch the masterclass that I have for you, if you're on YouTube, feel free to click on the link in the description below. TikTok, I have to check a message from my daughter real quick. So, sorry, I'm checking a text message. Nothing like going to the grocery store and the product that you want to buy is going to expire tomorrow. So that was the issue. Anyway, sorry, I'm totally. Anyway, if this makes sense, if you're tired of chasing side hustles, if you want real marketing training, because here's the thing, let me know. This is for you if you fall in one of the three categories. Number one, if you have a brick and mortar business and you want to use social media to get more customers in your door, this is the training for you. Number two, if you have a product to sell or a course to sell, a digital product that you want to sell, but you don't know how, this will help you. Number three, if you are someone that has no idea where to start, but you know you want to make money online, but you know you need training on how to do it, this is the product for you. Okay, and the thing is, the product is done for you digital training. That's what we're selling here. Because in order to sell anything online, you have to learn how to do it, right? So I have a free masterclass. Again, if you click on the link in the description, you can put in your email address, and I'm going to send you an email to the masterclass that goes over how to make money, how much money you could make. And in fact, let me sorry, what I want to do is talk about some of the wins in our community. Marisol got her first $1,400 sale 3 hours ago. Cindy yesterday made $1,700. Sorry, I guess on TikTok I can show this. Let's see. Elena, $100 and $300 yesterday. Jennifer made $900 on a Monday. Let's see. What? First sale unlocked. They made their first $900 sale. Woohoo! Um, I have a $700 days or $1,800 weeks. Oops, didn't mean to do that. $1,000 she earned on her third week. Let's see. Violet, $100 sale. So let me know in the comments if the ability, if you want to do something online and earn 100% profit from a product that is in high demand. Forbes magazine put social media marketing as one of the number one highest paying jobs for 3 years in a row. And this is exactly what we're doing. So, you know what? I don't want to be an influencer, but if you want to be an influencer, this will teach you how to do it. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to show. Um, but this is obviously my opinion, but here's the thing. When you start something brand new and you're, online, you're going to have questions. We have a community of over 50,000 people. So if you have a question, all you have to do is put your question in here, and then someone will answer your question. So we have a positive community that is wanting you to succeed. I have never found a community like this before in my many years of being online, because they're positive and they are supportive, and the training is exceptional. And here's the thing with the training is we offer training obviously a couple times a week. And what's cool is that if things change in social media, we're going to know about it. And what's cool is you start out with selling the done for you digital products, but you have the choice. You can transition and start to sell your own products. And we have a course that tells you exactly how to do that. And we also have a way and some modules to show you how to earn multiple income streams, because why not? How many people like the sound of multiple income streams? Because once you make that first income stream, it is very, very, very simple to make more money. It really is. And what I love is you don't have to be an influencer. There are so many people that are burned out. There's so many people that fear that they will never be able to retire. And that was honestly me, because between saving for retirement, paying for 3 kids in college, Retirement anytime soon was definitely not in my cards. I had no choice. I had no choice. I had to find something to do. And you know what? Maybe you go through the master class and maybe this doesn't make sense to you. And maybe this isn't what you're looking for. And that is totally okay. But at least you took the time to understand what is out there. Because in the master class, you're going to learn some things. You're going to be educated in the online space. Number one, you're going to learn the income potential that you could make. So let me just touch on that for a minute, because the goal here, the ultimate goal, well, not the ultimate, but a nice middle of the road is to make $1,400 a day. Wouldn't that be nice, right? But before that happens, maybe the first goal is to make a sale a week. So $1,400 every single week. That would probably replace a lot of people's full-time jobs. Let's see, $1,400 a week times 4, $5,600 a month, which is $67,200 a year. So let's get that first goal, right? And the more time that you're on social media, the more sales you're going to get. Because here's the thing. When you first start on social media, it's going to take time for you to build momentum. But what is so incredibly powerful is the first 30 days of building your business is going to suck. I'm not going to lie, it's going to suck. You're going to think, I'm never going to make any money in this. This is not going to work for me. But here's the thing, and this is why you are different, is because you are going to keep going and keep working your business and keep doing what we tell you to do past 30 days, because I promise you, it's almost like a faucet, like you're turning on a faucet. Because after those 30 days, you're going to be like, wow, people are starting to really notice me. And you might make, a couple sales, 1 or 2 sales, right? 30 to 60 days, that's when things are kind of really moving along and your social media profile is really going to be growing. But if you can commit to this for 90 days, there's something magical about 90 days. And I have a story about 90 days. So when I was starting a business, working it years ago, I was selling the affiliate product. I made a promise to myself. I said, I'm going to, and at the time I was blogging. So I had a website and I would create blog posts every single day on my website. So I did this for 90 days straight. 90 days, I posted one article every single day. And I did it before the kids would wake up, because that was the number one thing that I had to do. I did it for 90 days straight. And what I was trying to do was rank in Google for specific keywords, right? So, obviously the first couple of weeks, I'm nowhere in Google, nowhere to be seen. But then what happened was the next couple of weeks, I was like, wow, I'm actually maybe not on the first page of Google, but at least I'm somewhere, right? And then I started to creep up, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And soon, if I wasn't number one in ranking in search, I would be in the first couple, which is pretty good. And it got to the point that after 90 days, and I remember this so distinctively. It was August. and I'd worked 90 days straight, and I took the kids to the beach every opportunity I could. I was still working at the time, but every weekends, whatever, we were just going to the beach. I didn't work my business at all that month, and I still made 17 sales. 17 sales. Our average product here is either $900 or $1,400. So we'll just see 17 times 900. And I was in a different opportunity at the time. So $1,900 or $900 times 17 sales equates to $15,000, $15,300. Unfortunately, I didn't make that much money back then. You can cut off a zero, unfortunately, back then, because whatever. But that's still pretty freaking cool, right? Not working for an entire month and still making money, still making sales. That's passive income. Type yes in the comments if this makes sense for you. If passive income makes sense. Type yes if you want to learn how to earn passive income. If you do, if you're on YouTube, click on the link in the description. If you're on TikTok, definitely check out my profile because the link is in there. Any questions I can answer, whether it's TikTok or YouTube, let me know. Other than that, I am going to go. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to go over. Yeah, I don't think so. But thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. And I will see you all soon.